So most of you have seen kind of a behind the scenes of my studio. I just almost stepped on my dog. And I have a video coming soon of my whole desk setup. I'm still refining some things with it. But yeah, I've shown a ton of behind the scenes of how like my cameras and lights and all this setup works. But this year I have a huge goal to make more content, bigger, better, but not sacrifice quality. And how do you do that? Well, you get help. But see, as a still relatively smaller channel, I can't really afford to hire another editor. So I looked to what already existed in my household, my lovely wife, Michelle. So Michelle actually has a background in helping influencers and content creators. And so she knows a lot of the industry, but she's never deep dived into editing. And so I've been teaching her DaVinci Resolve and she's been learning on her own. And so she's actually helped me edit a lot of my short form content, the edit place videos, cutting down A-roll on my main channel videos sometimes, and we want to start working together more. I need to step things up because as a gear nerd, let me show you what she's working with, and I'm ashamed to show you this, but by the end of the video, I won't be ashamed anymore. This is her desk. Normally it doesn't have those boxes on it. A base M1 MacBook Pro sitting on an empty desk kind of behind my whole setup, staring at cables and stuff. That is a not good enough experience for the love of my life and someone who is willing to spend a lot of time helping me out create more content for you guys. So thanks to today's sponsor who makes this awesome dual monitor arm. I took a very small budget, bought two 4K LG monitors, found a fantastic deal, and we're gonna create an awesome budget video editor setup. So I cleared off the desk, and this is what it normally looks like when she's editing. It's literally just the laptop in the middle of the desk, and it's actually plugged in through a USB Type-C port to the Blackmagic Cloud Store. That way she can access the project files that I transfer from my main computer right here. But here's a better look at what we're going to use for today's setup. So I think this is going to look pretty good, but it's still pretty basic. I'm actually sourcing most of this from what I already own. At the core of everything, again, is the dual monitor desk mount, which I think is going to look really nice. And then I wanted to make sure we had matching monitors just so like whatever color accuracy. They were on sale for like $300 each, and for that price, I couldn't find anything else that beat it. For audio, I actually got two HomePod minis for the holidays, and I wanted to try them out as computer speakers. I know they are not going to be the most professional sounding things out there, but I think they're definitely going to beat the internal speakers. And again, I'm just trying to source what I already have. You guys remember the Anker 563, which I actually just did a video on a number of weeks ago. This is going to give us the two full HDMI ports that we'll need for the dual monitors. It's going to add gigabit that we can hook up to the cloud store, more USB Type A, Type C, and a whole bunch of ports so we can have a lot more interfaces connected to the computer, since this is just the base 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro with two USB Type C ports. And finally, I actually just found a really nice mechanical keyboard. I don't know if we're going to end up using this. This will come down to her personal preference, but it's there. We have the connections if we need it. And so yeah, let's get to building. So far the install has been stupid easy. If I wouldn't have to like move the camera around and stuff, this would have taken me 5 minutes so far. Obviously we still have to get the actual monitors mounted and balanced, and everything feels incredibly sturdy. All right, so we got it mounted to the desk. That thing's not going anywhere. Now time to actually undo the straps for the arms and start getting the monitors on it. I now understand this label that much more, because as soon as I cut those, the arm just like shot up. These things have quite the amount of tension to them, but they can hold up to a, I think like 14 and a half pound monitor. So that's pretty impressive. All right, first monitor is done and on. So in the back of the arm here, there's actually an Allen key where you can adjust the tension and balance, but to be honest, this seems pretty good to go right off the bat. When I change it to a position, it stays there. I really thought I was gonna need help mounting this, but it was super easy to do by myself. So now let's throw on the second monitor. Look at that. Dual monitors is already looking way better than it was before. Now time to cable it up and start hooking up the other peripherals. Now these arms actually do have a very nice system for cable management. You essentially just undo a screw right here, which I'm about to do, and then you pinch on each side, and that will take this arm off, allowing us to feed the cables through the arms, making everything look super clean. The monitors are all hooked up. We have the computer, the keyboard. I grabbed an old MX Master Gen 2 or whichever the previous generation is. We have the HomePod Mini speaker hooked up and the hub to connect it all, the Anker 563 right here. So now is the most important piece. Boop. Green light. We got keyboard colors. We have one display. Oh no. I think I've made a colossal oversight. This is the base M1 MacBook Pro. That only supports one external display, doesn't it? Simultaneously supports one external display up to 6K resolution. Fear not. I believe I've heard of this issue in the past, and I believe there are some display drivers that we could potentially install to kind of bypass it. Let's see if that works.
12 seconds later.
That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Literally search Display Link Manager. I downloaded it. You basically give it the permissions to whatever it needs for your graphics and displays, and then within 2 minutes, both monitors are working. We go under displays. You can see that it recognizes both individual displays here. Alrighty, so it's actually been a couple days because we all got sick, which is fun. But the desk is all set up and ready. I've got a project open so she can start getting to work. I think it's time to go surprise Michelle to see how she likes her new desk setup. So you know how I was telling you you need more than your little laptop to edit?
Did Daddy do? Oh my god.
A little more than just a little laptop.
Oh my god. 2 screens?
Well, of course.
What am I gonna do with 2 screens? Ooh, I get a whole keyboard.
So the only downside that I've learned with the audio of this is go ahead, press spacebar. Press it again. But I hope it goes without saying if anyone is watching.
There's a lag.
Using the HomePod Minis, there is a Bluetooth lag from when it starts and stops. So we'll definitely have to switch to an actual speaker that plugs into the computer. So even though there's still a fair amount of refining to do with the desk setup with speakers and stuff, as soon as you throw on AirPods or something, it's perfectly fine. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 for sponsoring today's video. I'm a sucker for good engineering, and there's so many monitor arms that like are too loose or too stiff, or like they don't stay exactly where you want to put it. And the only reason I'm recommending this to you guys is because this monitor arm is genuinely a good product. I like the cable management. I like the fact that it has gas springs, which have been stress tested over 20,000 times. They swivel 360, rotate vertically. You've got great movement in all directions. And the fact that installation seriously took 5 to 10 minutes, and that was like with filming. And yeah, if you guys want to get 15% off, make sure you check out the link in the description for a discount code down there. And hopefully this is the start of a lot more content coming out that will be better content. So that's the goal. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video.